Hello everybody, I'm Conquering History Games, and welcome to part 2 of my Blind Komi campaign here in Hearts of Iron 4, The New Order. So, we're going to do the random number generator thing in a bit, but I can't even afford any of the decisions yet, so let's wait until we have that, and then we're going to figure out exactly what it is that we want to do here. So, for right now, I guess we'll... I don't know who's dangerous here, whatever, just put ourselves on one of these borders. Actually, no, we should put them close to our capital. So let's get on the border. Oh, are these two together? Oh, this is a district of the West Russians. Yeah, that's right. Tukhachevsky and Zhukov are like they hang out down here in the south as part of the West Russian Revolutionary Front, and then I think it's that one of them is possible to become the leader. So you got Zhukov's fiefdom, Tukhachevsky's fiefdom. I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if like you could come over here and play them. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think I could be wrong, but I think if you want to play as either of them, you start as the West Revolutionary Front, and then later on you can switch or something. Could be totally wrong, of course. But yeah, let's keep an eye out on this front. Now, let's just make some infrastructure for now, I guess. Increase our resources. Got only 3 military factories. Not good. Not a good look. There's some artillery, I suppose. Nope, save the I suppose for the other thing I'm working on. Save the Kashiras for that campaign. And let's hop to it! Let's go, baby! Can we maybe work on... Yeah, can't work on our economy because we're a warlord. Can we possibly create an agency? Yes, we can. We're going to call this the Komi Committee. Agency's going to get formed. Very nice. And we'll probably just not... Oh, we can already start doing things. So we could do things like form coalition tickets. Zdenov will be able to call in one more favor. This will decrease the influence of the Komi right by a small amount. This will increase the influence of Andrei Zdenov and increase the popularity of libertarian socialists as well as political power. But it gives me 25 political power. So we spend 5 to get 20 net gained. We can also discourage paramilitary violence. Then he'll be able to do 3 more favors, but it gives us stability. Okay, tell you what. Let's go ahead and just start doing this random number generator thing now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna label. Well, hold on. A friend on the left. Let's... Can we, like, keep the coalition government? Or, like, Zandoff electable? Of course, we have the rating and stuff that we could also do that all the warlords get. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep this very simple. I'm going to do a random number generator from 1 to 3. Number 1 will be we're going to try to go to the left. Number 2 will be we'll try to go center. Number 3 will be we try to go to the right. So give me a second. Here we go. I'm going to do this live, so there's no, ideas of, oh, he's cheating, he's cheating. Okay, let's see. Calculator.net, lower limit 1, upper limit 3. Generate. Okay. Here's the result. Right there. Boom. Lower limit 1, upper limit 3. We rolled a 2. So, we're going to try to stay in the center. Now, so then if we're going to go to the center, do we go... Wait, eyes to the left. We will focus our efforts on suppressing the left wing. Oh, so we're trying to suppress. That's why it says eyes to the right is on the left, because we're trying to go to the left. I see. That could create confusion. So what we'll do is we're going to label these, like I said before, 1, 2, 3. And that's the path we will go down. So, you know what? We'll just do it live in front of everybody again. Generate. 1. Okay. So Our eyes will be to the right. Shadows lie in wait throughout the Republic. Their darkness lies under the surface of Skyton and Vakar, waiting, biding their time, plotting to strike. Right wing. The left can be negotiated with. The plots of Gumilov will not stop until our downfall. Until probably it's supposed to mean they're down. Oh, wait, yeah. That's hard to find. Okay. So eyes to the right is what we'll do. We definitely don't want to go right wing. Now, does that mean we want to necessarily go left wing or work with the coalitions or what? Let's flip a coin if we're going to work with the guys on the left or not. Give me a second. Coin flip. It's got a... Here we go. Justflipcoin.com. And refresh. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I need to... Wait. Let's not look. Okay. So, heads, we work with the coalition on the left, meaning the communists, the libertarian socialists. Tails, we don't. Okay. No coalition work. We will not be using any of this stuff unless, like, it's going to hurt him. But it doesn't look like it. So this should be interesting. So we're going to try to suppress the right, but we're also not going to work with the left. Radical centrism, baby. All the way. Oh, what's this? The Custodian. He's reminiscing about the early days of the Republic. The Republic didn't have to surrender to the communist demands in exchange for the false sense of security. It didn't have to be a welcoming haven for the pitiable scum who found no place for themselves but in Sky. Whether what could be done, it is much too late. The past was the past. All that mattered was that Voznesensky had to carry his unenviable burden alone, clumsy maneuvering on the web that was enveloping Komi. The sound of gunfire behind the window helped to sober his reflections. Sighing in response to the habitual barbarity he grew used to a long time ago, Voznesensky took a folder in his bosom and put it on his coat. Leaving the residence, he took a long way to his house, to the opposite side of the road where another street fight occurred. It is still worth it. It has to be. Alright. So we're going center, not working with the left, actively trying to suppress the right. That's going to be our path. And we might fail. I don't know what's going to happen. If the left or the right takes over, it's not like I'm going to revert to an older save file or something. We're just going to go blind. Peacemakers. I'm wary of the weak stance towards extremism. Endangering the coalition's unity is not what the Republic needs. We must instead look at our alternative. So this is the Liberal Democrat talking. Komi has grown considerably under his leadership. Kosygin had been thinking about the elections a lot recently, and the idea of becoming president was becoming more and more seductive. Either way, it seems his colleagues were pleased by his little speech, and it seemed disaster had been averted for now. If we wish to see the sun, we must weather the storm. For joy cometh in the morning, as they say. Well, let's check out what the budget thing here is. Passage is not guaranteed. It's become an exercise in pork barrel spending. Additional means may be necessary to ensure the Republic gets what it needs in terms of funding. Okay. Interesting. Despotism under Sergei Taboritsky. Yeah, we've got it all here. Fascism, National Socialism, Ultranationalism, Authoritarian Socialism, Libertarian Socialism, Social Democracy, Liberal Democracy, and Despotism. The Defender! Svetlana Stalina, to be exact. There was a note written in one of the margins. Future mayoral candidate said, next to a grainy photo of a smiling woman. She nodded to herself. She would be perfect. Another name went down on the list she was assembling. Another person to contact, to fund, and to align. Oh, so she's not the one running for mayor. She's finding somebody to run for mayor. One more for the endless list of personnel that the governing coalition employed to keep the Republic running. A thought flickered through her mind, an image of her combined proposals for appointments. What a government that would be. Free of radicals and subversives, free of corruption, and dedicated to the Republic over all else. Men and women who knew above all that there was a greater good to work towards. As she placed the list to the side and looked absently at the now cold cup of tea that was sitting forgotten on the other side of her desk, she wondered just how her personal path had ended here, her transformation from the young decadent party-goer that she resented so much to a dedicated public servant. It did not matter, she decided. It was merely a matter for a record to be consigned to distant memory. As always, in personal development and politics, the true important thing to think about was the ends, the now, and the future. It will all pay off. So I guess we're meeting the different people. The Nazis are on the moon! Oh my god! So they get man on the moon, helping their political power gain and research speed. Radio Free Skytekvar, show 317. And that concludes our segment on the night's expected weather and sightings of German planes. Now onto the latest in local news. On to you, Sergey. Thanks, Igor. For those of you just turning in now, this is Radio Free Skytekvar, with all of the Republic's latest news. First on the agenda, we have a scandal involving none other than the president himself. President Vosnenensky was allegedly seen with an unknown young woman entering his apartment and leaving 2 hours later. What, he can't have a girlfriend? Anyway. And will this tie into the last scandal, or so to be counted as his own thing? Well, as much as I hate to say it, Igor, this is yet another scandal for Vosnenensky, one with perhaps the potential to be counted among the ranks of the Zadonov affair. Do remind the listeners, Sergey. Well, it was the time a few weeks ago when allegations surfaced of collusion between the president and the far left through the channel of Andrei Zhirinovsky, chairman of the Communist Party. At least in name, we all know who's really in charge. This one has potential for sure, which can be explained after the break. Remember, this show is brought to you today by the International Street Cinema, the best viewing in town. On to the music. So we can say nothing but another right-wing propaganda parrot or quality reporting from a quality station, which will decrease the influence of the Komi Center. No, this is a right-wing propaganda parrot thing. Yeah, we're not doing any of this. What is this? Modern Bogieter. Oh, yeah, so this is like a hero who's going around Russia and stuff. Interesting little story. You know, just... basically, somebody's running around bringing justice to Russia. Nobody really knows who it is, and there's all sorts of rumors. Yeah, we do not want to... oh, wait, this is actually good. Encourage file sharing. This will help us. Increases the popularity of social democracy by 2% or 1%. Increases the influence of the Komi Center by a small amount. But then you can call in more favors. It's the only one that helps us, though. Oh, this one, cut ties. This will decrease the influence of Andrei Zhirinovsky. If our commitment to him is too high, drastic consequences may occur. You know what? Let's do the... where is it? We're going to encourage file sharing so we can increase our own influence, and then we're going to cut the ties. All right. The Paragon. What is this? This is something with the communists. The door swung smoothly to the side as Anatoly crept into the house, slowly letting out a terrified breath. Clutching the pistol at his side, he advanced down the hall, ignoring the quiet chatter of the bodyguards in the other rooms. They wouldn't dare disturb their master while he slept, he hoped. Prayed, even. As he reached the last door, a plain wooden thing, and wrapped his shaking hand around the knob. Anatoly felt a small smile creep onto his face. This was much easier than expected, wasn't it? All he had to do was shoot an old sleeping man in the head and it would be done. The Republic would be free of a devil. Anatoly entered the small bedroom, squinting in the dark as he raised his pistol at the dark mass on the bed. The first shot hit Anatoly in the hand, the next in the knee. He squealed in pain as he snapped his gaze towards the darkened corner the shots had come from. Nausea rocking his stomach as he met the gaze of his target sitting comfortably in a leather chair. They use such active verbiage in these scenes, and it's fantastic. Come now, Mikhail Sulov intoned, barely above a whisper. Surely you didn't think no one's ever attempted to kill me before? Anatoly opened his mouth to speak, to jeer the famed Shadow Master of Komi. All that had exited his throat was a whimper. Suslov shook his head. A shame. Usually Gumilyov's lambs are made of sterner stuff. He pulled the trigger again, and Anatoly saw no more. Suslov stood from his chair, sliding the still-smoking pistol back into his jacket, gaze fixed on his bodyguard as he burst into the room. Leave him on the steps of the National Assembly. Gumilov still... Caesar? Gumilov hasn't gotten the message yet, it seems. Perhaps another demonstration is in order. Okay. All right, so once this file sharing thing is done, yeah, so an assassin has striked at Hitler, but he's still alive. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have the other stuff. So, like, we can try to raise confidence in things. So, like, we could raise confidence in democracy. So, increase. We could also campaign for, like, the subsets of the Center Coalition, which I guess we should do at some point. Suppress the left, suppress the right. We'll just ignore those for now. Okay, I'll probably do another random generator. We'll do this a little bit later. So we're going to cut our ties, then we're going to raise confidence in democracy as a whole, and then we'll begin campaigning for a specific political party, I think. All right, let's hit it. 1962 budget is done, so we can cut the ties. The 1962 budget of the Komi Republic. The Komi Republic, unlike many of the warlord states that have spread across the old Soviet Union, is blessed with a formal governmental and economic system. However, this does not entail stability or any sort of expedience in the National Assembly's budgetary machinations. The so-called Voznesenci, the ruling party of the governing coalition of the Republic, have prepared a budget for the year, a comprehensive initiative focused on external defense, internal policing, and public welfare to repair the damages caused by the bombings. However, internal polling reveals a rather concerning trend within the coalition. With our current number of quote-unquote confirmed votes, it seems that if any more dissensions at all were to take place within the governing coalition, the budget will fail, and the Republic's government will be paralyzed for months. In the wake of the discovery of this distressing trend within the party, the President of the Republic has been forced to make a decision. The budget could be handed to Alexei Kosygin, leader of the Young Reformist Party and talented economist, or it could be kept as is and strings pulled to ensure the vote goes our way. While Kosygin is slightly to the right of the president, his influence could ensure that the budget passes safely and comfortably, evading an embarrassing government failure or shutdown. Gets it. So, we might put this in his hands anyway, just so we can pass the budget. But I guess now the time has come to figure out which specific party we're going to help out. Is it going to be the Social Democrats, the Liberal Democrats, or the Authoritarian Democrats? So, I'm going to once again bring this down, and we're going to generate it, right in front of everybody. So, okay, let me say what's going to be what. Social Democrats will be number 1. Liberal Democrats will be number 2. That's Kosygin. And then the Authoritarian Democrats are number 3 under Svetlana Stalina. So let's see what we get. And again, who knows? I don't know if I'm going to do this right or not. I might try to get 1, and then there's a reactionary movement, and I fail. Generate! Number 2 it is. So we are going to try to get this Kosygin in charge, which I guess works out really nicely for this. Kosygin can handle this. Pass the compromise. Okay. The Visionary. Andrei Zenov. So this is the communist. We're not trying to get him, so we're not going to read this. Yeah, freedom from want, from conflict, and from ignorance. The way forward lies in our hands. Yeah. Passing the compromise. The government's national budget proposal passed through the National Assembly today, but many members of the cabinet are disappointed in seat as defeat to get the required majority. The president had to roll back a number of proposed budget changes, especially in regards to cuts to internal spending to balance out the increase in military spending. This has forced the government to consider raising taxes, an unpopular move indeed. At least the president can be relieved the Republic will remain functional another year. Here at the Komi Courier, we have to say that is often all one can hope for. It had to be done to keep the system stable. So, he increases influence, and liberal democracy increases influence. Okay, let's go ahead and cut those ties. Actually, let's wait the 3 days, because I don't know if it's instant. I must be freaking out so many of you guys right now, because those of you who know the paths, it's just, oh, it's not working what he's doing. I don't know. I really don't. Oh, who knows? I guess let's go left to right. There's a Department of Transportation that handles repairs to infrastructure. Yeah, all right, let's work on that. Okay, now 2 more days, and then we'll cut the ties. Hitler names Speer his successor. A highly controversial choice, Speer enjoys the support from the left-leaning members of the Reichstag and the liberal movement in Germany due to his advocacy of extensive economic and political reform. The decision has upset the more conservative elements within the Reich, however, with Martin Bormann, Hermann Goering, and Reinhard Heydrich each denouncing the choice. A new dawn for the Reich. Alright then. Okay, let's cut the ties. See if drastic consequences occur, after all. Oh, our agency is done. The Seeker! Svetlana Bukarina smiled cordially for the 5th time at the 5th representative, shook his hand, promising a bright future working together, and stepped away for the 5th time. They never asked her anything about herself, she noticed, only her father. Oh, your father would be so proud, they'd say, if only he could see you now. And, yeah, so it's her. The party was near a breaking point. Svendov and Suslov, for all their attempts to enforce unity, could not control everyone. Serov would be the first to go, she reasoned, but certainly not the last. A new rising star in the party would be a welcome sight for many, an assurance that the glory days of the Union were not lost. And unlike her dear father, she wouldn't let Russia slip through her fingers. Cutting ties. As Voznesnik pinned sincerely Nikolai Voznensk to his paper, he let out a sigh of relief. No more connections, no more ties, no more association. He would be free. Severance at last. So we're done. We're done with all that. Yeah, wow. Bukarina has irrelevant influence. Well, you know what that tells me? If we ever go to the left here, we're going to try for that, because that sounds like a challenge. Admitting fault. I must say with complete truth, these ties have existed. Shocked exclamation and murmurs filled the chambers as the depth of the situation sunk into the politicians in attendance. For a solid minute, anarchy ruled over the chamber as arguments began over Vozensky's true loyalty, only ending when the head of the session declared order to be held in assembly. These ties have existed, but now these ties are cut, and they will remain cut for good. My loyalty is not to Zendanov, but to this republic we preside over. I implore you all to consider this. Thank you. So the party will decide your fate. So we've revealed that we were working with the commies to say that we're no longer working with the commies. So the party will decide your fate. Let's see what happens. Finding forgiveness. The voting will now begin. The votes have been counted by a margin of 122 to 78. You have been found absolved of any crime revealed by these documents presented before us. Voznesky couldn't help but crack a smile, a closer margin than would he have liked. Sure, yet despite the turmoil, he was free. Lenient, perhaps. This decreases my influence, though, as well as that of the center. So the left is actually getting a little stronger. Ivan Serov is a trailblazer. Just more commie stuff. An innovator, a madman. So I'm going with the center of the center for Komi. This ought to be interesting, although maybe people are just turning off the series in droves. But you always hear about how Komi has like these crazy extremist parties. Maybe nobody even bothers to go in the middle. Another late night in Sky. Andropov tapped out the butt of his cigarette. They're commenting. So these are the commies commenting on Sulov's paranoia. Wondered if it was a sign of what Svetlana would do. Just another threat or an unexpected ally. Mikhail Sulov. So Mikhail Sulov is currently investigating Svetlana. Alright, let's just keep going through these. The infrastructure repair bill. So is this... Yeah, this is like just more things that are going to influence the different areas. We've got an increased amount of funding going towards restoring the functionality of infrastructure damaged by German bombing. Yegor Legachev of the DSMP believes he's found a solution after receiving assurances from Zandov that the KPK will vote in support of any increase in income taxes necessary to fund the infrastructure repair bill. However, this will be highly unpopular with the people and with the Democratic Center. The Passionaries, on the other hand, want to ensure the repairs are done within budget by utilizing our thousands of prison inmates as unpaid workers. This suggestion would be most popular with the people, but the rest of the governing parties would see it as highly inhumane. Which proposal should we go with? Zandov will be able to call in 2 less favors. Unite the center, expand the budget. So, yeah, unite the center. The center will hold, damn it! This is its own brand of exciting. We're fending off all the extremists. Sure, we're not going to get epic Burgundy time, but this is epic in a different way. The Crusader. Eurasianism had never caught on in Komi. Oh, this is the guy I want to do at some point. Pavel, what was that guy's name's left? Gumilyov. Lev Nikolaevich Gumilyov. Yeah. For sure. One day I want to play him. So we can prepare for some raids against Vologda. Got an authoritarian Democrat out here. Huh. Former Red Army officer who's guaranteeing the independence of Kostroma. Caesar? What are you doing under there? He's under my desk. I don't know if you heard the scritchy scratchies. Pyotr Grigorenko. Let's get that. We need our overall general. We have Kurlkov, Polkus, Gabov. Winter specialist. Yeah, we'll go with him. So we could prepare for a raid. Do we really want to get involved in those sorts of things? Does that cost command power, right? Not much else? Yeah. We could scavenge for loot sometimes. Do things to help our stability. Our stability's kind of alright, actually. I don't think we need to do that. Warlord development, on the other hand, we might do later. Yeah, let's just keep moving. Scavenge for loot. Right, yeah, we're not going to take part in any of the raiding. This is beneath our democracy to do those sorts of things. Although by raiding we can make them weaker also. That's a thing, actually. Is this an inferior enemy? Yes, it is. You know what? If it's only spending command power, we are going to raid, actually. Not because we're going to try to, well, we could, improve ourselves, but mostly to deny it our enemies around us. We'll work on that. What is it we have to trade for here? Some tungsten. Order's been restored to the steppes. Here we go. Sasha, still looking for her old friends. Tracking dog lead on. Sasha cantered in the forest, the humans following behind. She might not have found her old friends, but at least she found new ones, and that was enough to make her happy again. Every dog goes to heaven. What is this a reference to? This is... Hold on. Sasha. It's not the dog that went to space. Is it? I don't know. Because it's not Latika. Okay, Igor Shavarich looked at the window. He adjusted his glasses. He decided to test his creations. The walk home. What is this? Took a step back. Ordered roads, sidewalks, much property destruction could be involved in the realization of his plan. He laid the original design on top of his, taking out his notebook and began to count. Sufficient members. I don't know who this guy is. Or who is he? Igor. Oh, this is a fascist. It's all about order. Okay. Yeah, he just wants order. I'm not a racist. I just want order. That's why I'm a fascist. I'm not a national socialist. There's a key difference. Okay, Equal Zoning Act done. Let's just keep going through all of these because we got until 63, I think. That's what it said, right? Until the election. The Regent. O Heavenly Father, the Comforter, the Spirit of Truth, who art everywhere and fillest in all things, treasury of blessings and giver of life, come and abide in us and cleanse us from every impurity and save our souls, O good one. This is the Burgundian guy. We're gonna do him later. He's praying that God will save Russia. Okay, Comprehensive Zoning Reform Bill. I don't think we have to be reading all of these. So basically, do we increase the strength on the left, the strength on the right? Or do we say we have no need for enemies of the Republic, which is going to... Oh my goodness gracious, that's expensive. So we're trying to get fair representation by redrafting the districts. Some districts may be more equal than others. Should we desire instead to benefit one of the opposition factions for the purposes of our plans, it could easily be done by adding a provision allowing for smaller districts and city centers benefiting the KPP or the suburban regions and smaller towns benefiting the Passionari. Yeah, no, we're gonna gerrymander in our own favor, basically. So that's worth 100 political power, I would imagine. Plus, it helps out Kosijin. Okay, cool. We can initiate the raid whenever we want. I guess we'll do that at the start of the next episode. So this is difficult now. We can't really raise confidence in the center, but we have a healthy lead. In fact, what we might do, instead of raising the center's significance directly, we might just instead campaign for the SMR, although that will then reduce our influence. I guess we just got to kind of keep seeing how all this works, and then this stuff is going to take months coming down here. Yeah. Okay, but that's it for today. So in the next episode, we'll go ahead and raid Vologda, or Vologda, I think. Get some loot from them. Maybe try to improve our own country right now, but I think... I don't want to say we're in a holding pattern, because we're definitely jockeying for position right now to figure out who's going to win. And I've never done this before, so I could screw up horribly. But hopefully it'll work out. I'm Conquering History Games, and I'll see you next time.